It's almost like he's not paying attention to the timer countdown. Or he just wants to keep hearing the song. It's so laid back. You're listening to Distance by Mifune on Slipstream. Anyway, hello, and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. I got my monitors working by Wednesday. I think we saw that on Wednesday. I forgot. I just now remembered. Anyway, the monitor's working. Again, my display devices. It was a really weird issue with OBS, the new version of OBS. It enumerates displays differently and whatever else they put in their GitHub issues for it. But hey, it's working. I got the right display. That's what matters. Today is Friday, and Fridays on our stream means Community Day. And for those of you that are already aware Community Day, of what Community Day is, for those of you that aren't already aware of what Community Day is what I said. It's a day where I open up a Discord voice channel for any of you to join so you can have verbal conversation. Just know that your voice will come through on the stream, and I do record the streams and post them to YouTube afterwards. So if you aren't comfortable with that, then don't join. Otherwise, if you do join, you are giving your consent. What am I missing? I am looking in my audio properties to make sure that the Discord sound does come through and records to the VOD. Good, it does. All right, so we're going to hop onto my desktop. Oh, not literally. There. All right, we did it. I need to turn Big Gamey down. Big Gamey is currently streaming. If you guys are interested in game development and fun stuff, as long as he's streaming, we'll rate him after our stream, most likely. Such a good guy. So cool to hang out with. I say that about him a lot, but I really, really mean it. His energy is so good. But I do need to turn him down because my brains is not able to handle the audio and talking at the same time. So until we get some interested peoples to have a conversation either in chat, so if you don't feel like doing voice, definitely feel free to have conversation in chat. I didn't do the announcement in Discord. I will be adding a Broken Swords Discord bot. You can see where I've started all the stuff here for Broken Swords Discord bot. I'm going to import most of his code and then use that as our Discord bot as well. So as soon as the stream starts, then we will also get notifications in Discord. And I don't know that I'm going to completely replace his bot, maybe just the part that does the stream announcement for this stream specifically, since it's a lot easier for me to see that. Otherwise, I want to contribute to his project. It's just I don't understand app functions. But we'll figure them out. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go to the stream announcements. And I am trying to go to the Community Day. Well, I'm just going to use this one. New pasta. Go. Okay, so that's in Discord. Same. App functions. They seem easy. They just seem like APIs. But I don't know. There's just something about the way that it's put together that I don't know how to troubleshoot the issue that's happening where it doesn't do the go live announcement, but it does do the ending stream announcement, and sometimes it does the ending stream announcement twice. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Community Day, you say? I do say. So, myself, are you ready to hop into the voice channel?
I got a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this. Twice. Already pulling you in, starting my camera so you can see, and Mike.
I check.
Mike, no, it's not hump day. It's Friday. Anyway, you're kind of cool. Well, you know what? I think that might be me. It's my ears.
No.
Might check again?
Your ears are fine, my friend.
Perfect.
So how are you?
Perfect. I am. Great stream on Tuesday.
Thank you. Tuesday and Wednesday.
And Wednesday.
Yeah. Double
I
one this
remember
week.
because I was there on in the Wednesday morning, and then we said hi when you came to my stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a lot of progress this week.
Awesome. Working on which part?
Still the payment system, but not the payment provider itself. I'd done a couple of things that was basically, okay, so I need to get this done. So now I'm changing it to actually work in a good way. If that makes sense. Like way too large functions that did everything at once and no tests or anything. So I've been doing something that I kind of hate, which would be testing, unit testing.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it 10,000 times, but unit testing, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love having them, but writing them kind of feels like, pushing nails in under your nails. I think you usually say splinters or whatever, but yeah, I hate it. But I love having them, and this is, in fact, the easiest way of running this manually.
Napalm says that as I currently am writing just those in Python, he knows.
Do you concur, Napalm? And if catch me if you can, taught me anything, it is that you always concur.
Oh, it's down here. Duh. Let's take these off.
Do you ever feel like, having inline SVG paths take up a lot of HTML space?
It does, but I don't really care for this because it's just the little animation for the game that's at the bottom. It's doing that as opposed to using a canvas and JavaScript. So I'm using SVG and CSS animations instead.
Yeah. I was thinking, normally, because you can't define SVG paths in CSS, right? And then
yes,
we
you
use
can.
them.
You can.
You can. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so normally you do it that way.
Right.
P.S. I am really, I'm not going to say bad because that's the wrong word, but I have a fairly rudimentary understanding of the details of SVGs. I mean, I know what they do. It's just, how they do it. I can see rect that draws a rectangle, stuff like that, but the details about it, no.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not
and that's
too difficult,
right? So,
if you've ever.
You don't really need to. Understand the
so
details.
Like I did this one here, but you might want to, because you can do animations on the path itself. Because they are numerical values, and so if you're if you're doing that, then you probably want to know how to read a path.
Yeah.
But essentially, since it's just
and then
HTML
one,
elements,
right?
you can give everything an ID.
Okay.
So, if you wanted to, you could name a group head, and then you can animate the whole head together, and then maybe eyes on the head, and then animate it to where the eyes move across to simulate a head turning or something.
And then you do that with CSS, I guess. in CSS animations. Like move those elements around with animations. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because it barely makes sense to me, but yeah. So I've been playing a bit of Satisfactory again this week, which is terrible, and I really shouldn't, because that
I don't
game...
know what Satisfactory is. I know what Factorio is.
Yeah, it's basically Factorio in 3D. So you can build, in the... If you want to, extend 2D, then it would be the Z-axis. You can build upwards, and you have lifters and stuff like that. And
Z-axis.
I'm not sure if Factorio is the same, because I never really played it.
Oh,
but
I've never played it.
Satisfactory is extremely Moorish. I'll just do one more thing, or I'll just make this thing more efficient.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Factorio is like that too. Especially since it's all around building up and generating resources and creating the next thing from that. It's a lot like Minecraft that way, I think.
Not so sure. I mean, the entire point of Factorio is to not play the game.
Is it?
The same thing with Satisfactory. It's like you want to automate things. In the beginning, you have to create the things manually, and then you want to, build machines that do it for you.
I don't know if I'll be able to open this.
And then after a while, you start making things that you no longer can create manually, and so you create, reinforced iron plates out of 2 different things, and then you combine that with iron rods to create modular frames, and you just keep creating things, and then you send them to space. I like the whole theme of it, which is basically you're on a planet, exploit it. I got some suggestions of, add solar power and add hydropower and stuff like that. People are like, no. Or rather, Coffee Stain, who made the game, is like, no, you're going to destroy this planet. It is the point of the game.
Yeah, Zuris, we're definitely going to be adding more stuff like atmospheric pressure, different gravities, wind resistance, etc. It'll be fun. And then maybe eventually a target that actually goes up and down.
Moving targets?
Yeah. Which would be terrible on a delay.
Yeah. You could make it move after each shot.
So move to different see it moving while you're trying to shoot at it, so you can be like, "What the?"
Yeah, that'd be evil. I was thinking, just moving, so you can't just fine tune your values for the next shot. You kind of have to either guess or understand it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, you could possibly do the calculations. The far left side of the archer, so this right here, is 0, and then the furthest away that it can be over there next to the song title and stuff is 70 meters, and 100% of your power is 102 meters per second.
Why 2?
Because that's is it 102? It's the Olympic maximum speed, or maybe it's average speed. So I use the Olympic target size, Olympic distance, and Olympic maximum flight speed.
And then you have 9.8
meters per second squared for gravity currently.
Yep.
But that can all be modified. And so since I can modify that in the game itself...
Welcome to Mars.
Yeah. So I could say we have a much heavier gravity. And so if
Like,
Zuri's
gravity is
tried to
negative.
shoot,
Your arrow will fly up.
yeah, if Zuri's tried to shoot now, no, actually, this is gravity. When I'm using negative, I mean it's in the negative y
going down.
direction, so it's down.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I understood
positive.
that. It's just my brain thought it would be funny if you shot
Yeah,
it.
and we can. We definitely can do that.
Yeah.
Problem is, you'd have to do it perfectly because the ground is the ground. You still can shoot down far enough to shoot directly at the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal the shot from Zuri's. Do manual game. Select an archer. Oh, I don't. Really? You should have loaded Zuri's. I think the only ones that get added here are the manually queued archers. Interesting.
I kind of want to keep doing Thindal and start working on an overlay. Only my plan was to make the overlay in Blazor. I'm starting to consider making it in Unity. The issue is that I don't know Unity. So it would be a fairly big project for me to, you know, make it from scratch because I don't know what I'm doing.
What? Didn't I make gravity?
I had a sales meeting yesterday, so I might be not between contracts anymore soon.
Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations. I don't know. That's weird. Whatever. This gravity didn't affect the actual game play just now. I don't know why.
Maybe you need to set it and restart the game or something.
That doesn't seem right. Because these settings are connected directly to the archery settings. So you can see here archery settings. Where's my add binds? Here's a slider for the size. Where's gravity? Archery settings .gravity, and then when you shoot, handle.
I'm guessing that shoot started out as a misspelled word, and then you just kept it around.
Oh no, it's actually the way that my mom says shoot.
Okay.
And a lot of Hispanic accents say shoot. Shoot.
Sounds almost like, you know, that.
Shoot. Well, that sounds more like shoot than shoot. In English, at least, in American English.
Yeah. You know, the difference there for my ears is like tiny. It's just that the T is a bit harder on yours. I don't think you can hear any difference when I say shoot versus shoot.
Right. Shoot. Because there's like this kind of drawn j with the ch sound. Anyway. Here's where I'm taking whatever settings I have set in the UI, in these game settings, and passing it into my projectile for the simulation. So it should be using whatever I have chosen here. So I don't know what the deal was.
I have a fairly large box saying, it's on the stream as well. Send responses to Twitch chat. Just that it's a little bit hard to read the text behind it. But I'm guessing that's connected to the game settings, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can still see the archery settings right here through the...
Yeah, I can. But it's like it covers...
Yeah, I put it there. Clone. Look, this is my debug.
Yeah.
This is how I change game settings. Look.
Yes.
Keep watching.
Yes.
Have an aneurysm.
It's flashing. Watch out for the people with epilepsy. Warning, this stream may contain flashing lights.
Anyway, all right. So, what are we doing in the game? I mean, you're definitely talking about topics that you're interested in technology-wise that are related to the stream, and not things outside of that, please.
I'll try to stay on topic.
I mean,
I will try to stay not offensive. All right.
Yeah. in the realm
Yeah.
of topics is the only thing that
Not
I'm
too
accent.
opinionated.
Oh, definitely
Opinionated?
opinionated. Like, we're
I mean, about
developers.
things
We're
that,
opinionated.
people might take offense to. I'll try my best. All right.
And that's the thing. It's like I say that, but when it's programming related, when it's something that's like, should you use for your new collections, var call equals, here's my new collection initializer. Should you use these? Should you?
I
The
suck
thing
at
that
using arrays in general,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah. I use list more than I should.
Yeah, it's
Because
community
arrays are
topic. Oh, that is true. Yeah, so it's really at the community's discretion with a few rules that I guess I put in, which is, at least
You're
be
also a part
programming
of the
related.
community, though. So if there's anything you want to discuss,
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
and
I discuss the
discuss
thing that I
back
want to
and forth.
discuss every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, on my stream on, I think it was Wednesday, might have been Tuesday, whatever, this week, I had a fairly long, at least for me, rant about mock and how everyone just went bananas over a fairly tiny issue. And I think I screamed at TDD and tons of stuff. So, I mean, we're all opinionated. Opinionated. I know how to say the word. It just doesn't happen in a sentence.
Yeah, definitely understand. Yeah. Especially when English isn't your first language.
Yeah.
But you are very good at English.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Devs aren't opinionated.
Never, right? Never.
Napalm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Unity. There was a thing about Unity.
I've heard British people say that I sound American, and American people say that I sound British. I do not sound British in my mind. I don't think I do, but I think I have some words that I say. Not many, but like a couple sneak in with
I don't
British.
know. I haven't really heard British English accented words from you. Oh,
and I don't
maybe.
mean the posh,
Yeah.
The really, upper class English. I mean, more normal.
Just normal. Yeah. Typical everyday British English. Although there's still so many different dialects. It's like saying American versus Southern American versus Eastern American.
Oh, yeah.
But the ones that I think you say British like are the ones that are very British words. And I can't think of any off the top of my head because I'm terrible at that. Terrence is afraid to offend, but I'd say Austrian or German is what you sound more like.
Austrian is Schwarzenegger, so I don't think I sound very Austrian. German,
maybe once in a while.
Could allow. I'm a bit north of Germany, though, but, I don't take offense. I just don't think Austrian fits.
Why not?
Why not? I was elected to lead, not to read. I love that phrase. Or, yeah. Whatever. Line from The Simpsons. I'll be back. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.
I don't like your English. Don't. No. I always do, what is that accent? It's almost, I can't.
Yeah, that's one thing. I think I often say class.
Class. That's one of them. Definitely.
Of class.
Yep. It's your A's that are Oz. That's probably the one. Those are probably the ones.
Yeah.
Swedish. I think he sounds Swedish.
Oh, you're so sweet, Duka.
Svenska.
It's not a Tomog.
Detailed programmer. This is my most English voice that I can do, and it still kind of sounds like my normal voice.
Hello, good
American voice. That's what I meant to say.
Cheerio. Would you like some trumpets?
I had Cheerios for breakfast.
I
I'm
don't
moving
think
my
it's
mouse
that
around
kind of cheerio.
Are you sure?
I think so. Because it means pretty much hello.
I wanted
I
to
don't
get the
know.
elevation on my target. That's what it was. Random elevation.
Yeah, we're talking about having a move.
Well, at the
But
moment,
yeah,
one thing
someone
that I
said
did
something.
want,
Yeah, go. Sorry.
one thing that I did want was to have the target's elevation statically set at the beginning, just like the distance. That's it.
Have the elevation. Yeah, so it starts in the same place, so you can move it as well, right?
Yeah.
You can move it, but
we
it
can
starts in the
control that
same
later.
place with each game, and then
Yep.
starts moving from there, right?
Well, no. I don't want to move it yet. No moving yet. Just
Okay.
statically placed randomly at the start of the game.
Okay.
Which I am not currently doing.
Yeah, but I mentioned Unity before, and the thing there is I know C#, which means I at least kind of know Blazor. But I'd be able to do more things in Unity. The problem is I have seen Unity. I haven't actually done anything in Unity. I think I understand the concepts, but well, I do understand the concepts, but the details whatsoever are, I have no idea. But it would allow me to do like more advanced overlays, right?
Maybe. You can do a lot with just HTML and CSS and JavaScript even.
Oh yeah. And I mean, there are 3D libraries for
there's 3JS.
for doing things
if you don't want to
directly.
use JavaScript, you can just import the one JavaScript runtime essentially for A-frame and use custom web elements to do all of it. You can import opsh files if you wanted, but yeah.
You can import
FBX
3D models?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone put some time into that.
Who?
The developer. I will thank them, and I will gladly use their work so that I don't need to put in that time. And that was more or less a Tom Scott quote, because that video is also great. When he talks about time and time zones, if you've seen that one.
If you have a link, I'd take it.
Yeah, sure, I'll look it up.
It can be sitting on the ground, and it can go up to, I don't know, what's 8? Let's do 12 feet in the air. What's 12 feet in meters? Thindal.
Huh?
Thindal.
Again?
Off the top of your
Yes.
head, 12 feet in meters.
12 feet in meters would be 4-ish.
Ah, pretty close. Yeah. Not bad.
Divided by 3. Or rather, divided by 3 to go from feet to meters, and you are fairly close. When you start talking, large distances,
larger numbers,
it starts deviating. But yeah.
Kilometers. Yeah. All right, we have the link with the timestamp of the beginning of the video.
Duke, I think it literally refers to an old English king's foot. But like 2 of them or something, I'm not entirely sure. But I also think that 1 foot is 12 acorns. And that's an actual thing.
I can see that.
Imperial measurements are weird.
You mean metric?
Oh, metric measurements are understandable.
You mean imperial?
How many yards are there in a mile?
A bunch. A heck of a lot.
Yeah. How many meters are there in a kilometer?
2.
No.
1,760 yards. That's probably wrong. It's probably hallucinated.
Isn't it over 3,000 somewhere?
It's
5,862
feet.
So that's an entirely normal number to remember, right?
Yeah.
What do you measure power in?
Joules, obviously.
You do?
No,
No, you
I
must
don't
use
measure
watt.
power. I
Watt.
don't care.
What? What?
But if you're talking about Americans, I don't
Yeah.
know, honestly. Probably watts and amperes.
Mm-hmm. And volts.
Oops. I put ampersand and.
And
Hi,
kilo.
President.
Watts. And megawatts.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Possibly gigawatts.
5280.
It feels like I'm getting an age in there, but
Gigawatts. Or as some people say, gigawatts.
yes.
And
It's what we
gigabytes versus
need for the
gigabytes.
flux capacitor.
Yes. Do you know the
Then there are
difference between
giga
the...
and there's gibby.
Yeah. Do you know the difference between them?
One is 1,000 and the other one is 1,024.
1024.
And I think technically gibby is 1,024, but I am not sure.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that the Gibba...
I'm thinking giga, but because that is, the normal definition of a thousandth. If that makes sense.
I just bought and started building a Lego DeLorean. Perfect to our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We were intuiting that you had just gotten one.
Married Geeks does a stream on, well, it's Tuesdays, so I think they kind of overlap with mine, where they build Legos. Only they've been off for quite a while because they just bought a house. And I may have driven like 700 kilometers, which would be 450, 500 miles to paint a green screen for him over a weekend.
Oh, geez. Paint a green screen?
They're also a very nice company.
That's cool.
Yeah, 27 square meters of green screen, and I have
Wow.
no idea what that ends up in square feet.
A heck of a lot. Mr. Computer
Yes.
Man, President Not Sure said earlier I had to learn the metric system when I was young because we were going to switch to it in the US. That was abandoned, and I forgot all the metric stuffs.
It was back in the 70s. I think you're actually technically on the metric system. It's only everyone that went like, screw that, man. Because there wasn't a requirement to change all signs and stuff. So everyone was like, yeah, no.
And I'm using
27
metric.
square meters is 290 square feet. So that is the size of their green screen.
I still wouldn't know what that looks like. I mean, real world measurements in general for me are just... They don't work.
Okay, it's big. It's big. It's 2 full walls in a big room.
You say something is a square meter and I'm like, here's all of the possibilities that could be depending on how wide and how tall or the irregular shape of it. Because my brain does that. And it's like, I can't picture what that actually looks like. It's constantly moving.
Duke, it's not just a lot of feet. It's a lot of square feet.
Square feet. So mostly robots, I take it? Or people with club feet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. Boston Robotics invented the square foot.
My feet's too big.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, I'm not sure if you've been at...
Let's see if I broke it.
holy crap, can't remember the name now. Coding After Work.
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah. Same guys.
Them, I guess.
Same folks. We went to the store and bought a green paint. And the salesperson in the store was like, that is very green. Are you sure you have the color code correct?
Are you sure you have the right green?
Yes.
Because if you screw that up...
They had to literally tell them what the color was for before they would sell it to them, because it's like, you are going to come back if you buy this color. This is not the color you want.
You give a message every single time I push set random distance. Hey, a shout out for coding after work. Thank you, Dukasoft. Disco said a coding
There you go.
after
Start
work.
up again in a fairly short time. I think they're waiting for the building that they have as a studio to thaw out, because it's still cold there. They bought like, yeah, it's not a farm, it's not a mansion, it's just a bunch of buildings. It's beautiful. Oh yeah, Dukan, they are really nice. And they're really nice in real life as well. I'm going to meet them in just under a month.
Yes,
when I'm at the conference. Exactly.
Thank you, Big Gamey, for the shout out.
So Duka, that's another reason for you to go to Stockholm.
So
I
you can
will
be
tell them
trapped there
hi.
forever.
Yes.
Once you go, you'll never want to leave. I'm looking
Well,
for
at least
something,
it's
and I
not
have no
Denmark.
idea what I'm looking for. I am looking for love in all the wrong places. Does anyone remember what I was going to
Oh, they wouldn't. All right. Duka, you as a Danish person, does the Danish way of counting actually make sense to you?
Why does it matter?
Because they count like, 5 and
What?
3 farts and 2,
Silliness.
I think.
Is that what I was looking for? Leisure Suit Larry? Oh dear.
Like,
Why is my timer counting negative?
with words, translate 77.52 from Danish to English. Or 73.52 or whatever. Please do, because I want people to see the insanity that is the way you count.
This topic, just so you know, is bordering on the edge of why? Linguistics.
Why I'm talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
You know who
correct.
can do Soft? I'm just saying, like, topics like that to me border on let me talk about your culture and your
Oh,
Your
yeah,
people.
that's not the way I
But I'm just
intended
saying
it.
that's how it starts ending. With chat output. True.
Yes.
New player message. At if
I
not
love
at.
how, you write like commands to the language model.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like in text what you want it to do.
Yup. Rephrase the following message. And that's my favorite thing about it. It's like you want to write code, you essentially write a prompt. And again,
Yeah.
that's why I'm not super duper concerned about automating software development or using AI to do software development, because it will be smart enough to do it on its own eventually and come up with cool applications and stuff that we might need based off of predictions and stuff like that. But until we get there, we have so much work that we as developers can do whether it's on the application itself, on the large language models, training them, just so many different types of things that we can do. Leisure Suit Larry looking for love in all the wrong places. Was a game. I was singing a song, but that's fine.
How does the half 60 turn into 50?
Half 60. Oh.
Come on, Line. You've got to agree that that's a weird way of counting, right?
I can neither confirm nor deny my feelings on that one, but my face says it all.
I mean, even German makes more sense, and they say, like, in that case, 4 and 50.
Yeah.
4 und 50.
54. 50. I've always had trouble with the throaty scratch noises in Germanic languages.
I love with German. Just final thing on counting. If they want to say 154, they say 104 and 50.
Yes.
So 100 comes first.
100.
Yeah.
54. 50.
Oh yeah, I mean, Duca, you grew up with it, so it makes total sense for you. And that's the same thing. I mean, hey, you've learned a bit of Japanese, right, Lion? From what I understand, it's not an entirely simple language, and not just because of the words, because it's the fact that the grammar is entirely different from what we're used to.
Very few pronouns.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of stuff. When you count in Japanese, if you're counting, it depends which word you use for the number based on what are you using the number for. Are you counting in general? Are you counting specific objects? If so, each object class has its own word. Are you counting formally? Are you counting informally? Ich-ni-san yon versus ich-ni-san shi.
Makes sense.
But you will use yon when counting. Or hachi and nana. Not hachi. Yeah, now I can't even think of shichi.
That's pretty much the only two I know. 1 and 2.
And then, how we have first, second, third, fourth, fifth? That's how they count the days of the month. So, the first is... Oh, I can't even think of them anymore. But...
I've heard that their addresses are really messed up because you live in a number on a block, not a street.
Which I like.
Yeah, but you don't know where on the block that number is. You might have to go around in a circle. It's like on a street. You go to a street and you figure out which way is increasing and which way is decreasing, and then you just walk that direction, right? And you can instantly estimate how far off you are, or how far away you are.
Yeah, this kind of rule. One in Danish, one is pronounced N if it is the last digit and the penultimate digit is non-zero. So as long as it's not 101 or something 01, then it's pronounced N. But it's pronounced et otherwise.
Yeah.
And then when it's not followed by a power of 10, it's interchangeable, so you get to choose.
Perfect, right?
Oh my god.
The Swedish isn't perfect. We have N and et, which is basically A, but we have 2 different words for it based on something. I'm not sure what, but it feels, I can hear a word and naturally know which one it is. And that changes the as well. So the and a, the difference in the words there are connected, but which one is which, I have no idea why. But I can feel it if it's wrong, you know.
Yeah, it's just something that you could tell when it's used incorrectly or correctly.
Yeah.
And Zulia says, at least we say date, or for German, at least we say dates in a ordered fashion, which is day, month, year. Still the wrong order, because I'm sure he agrees that it should be year, month, day. But better than the completely random English way that makes literally no sense. It kind of makes sense to me.
From what I understand, the English way is because the 28th of August 2024, you know, so you say the day first and then off the month.
But I think he means American.
And then you just translate that to numbers, I think.
I think he means American. So in America, we say...
Oh, yeah, American. Yeah, that's one I meant.
Yeah. So we say October 28th, 1984. And that's why... Or I don't know if that's why. It could be the other way around. Like, because I learned the dates as month, day, year. It's...
Oh, yeah, it's
I
that
say
way
it
around,
as
not
October
date
28th,
off.
1980.
Yeah,
70.
yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, so lots... Voilà. Solo solipsis.
Solo solipsis.
Sorry, that was a different...
Dang it, you're making me say it wrong now. Solo solipsis.
Yeah.
Good grief.
How the heck? But yeah, year, month, date is the ISO standard.
Well, I think he means with the decimals as opposed to the dashes. So then that's the other thing. What's the delimiter for your date chunking?
Don't know. Often we don't use one here.
Interesting. So no slash, no
Just
dash,
go to
no
numbers.
dot?
Nope. It's
Spaces?
just a pure number.
Oh.
No, never spaces.
Man, how does your brain process that?
So I'm going to dox myself, but 850617 is my birthday.
You could have just used a random date.
No, I won't do that because that, you know, makes total sense to me. 1985, you know, 85.
Lots of things change, but trying to deal with dates and times in software is always the same. Truth.
And
oh my goodness.
Our way of doing dates was the Y2K problem. You know that, right? It was never an American issue. It was entirely the rest of the world issue. Because it was all about representing dates with just the two last numbers of the year. And having that roll around from 99 to 00 or 00 screwed a lot of stuff up. And then we have epoch, which ends in 34.
But everyone knows the best formatting is Julian date. Obviously.
Like Gregorian, to be honest. I saw one guy who thought we should change to a 13 month year with the same amount of days
30
in
days
each month. 28 days.
Yeah.
And,
isn't that
but that wouldn't quite line up, so he wanted us to have like 1 or 2 or 3, I can't remember, days that aren't even weekdays, they're just intermission days. So sometimes you'd go from, you know, Saturday, Sunday, intermission, Monday. Just to line it up with the sun and the moon and stuff.
Yes. Dukasoft. The last time that I came home was 2 years ago. I don't know. And then I've been home ever since.
Yeah, but Napalm, Epoch ends in 2034, I think. And that's the next major issue we're going to have to deal with. Maybe we should start a bit earlier than with the Y2K. doesn't it?
Yes.
In 32
but what
from
day
1970.
of the year is it?
Yeah, but most people have it in an int, right? An int 32, not a 64. Yeah, exactly. One day before the disaster. Let's start doing something about it then. Yeah,
Let's just all switch to
2038 is the issue, says the interwebs.
You should have asked Automated Rhymes. It would have told you.
Yeah.
It knows.
Yeah, exactly. It
all
was
the
an int
things.
overflow, so the next second goes from a huge number down to 0, which is the same issue that Y2K, where when
Is
we
it
rolled
unsigned
around
int
from the
though? Because if
99th year.
if it's not unsigned int, then it goes to -3.
Oh, right. It might do
4.
that.
No.
That is an issue. It's signed. It's signed.
There you go. So it's going to go to a negative
Most
number.
systems which measure Unix time stores it in a signed 32-bit integer.
You said no system. Did you?
Most.
Oh, you said most. It sounded like you said no system.
No. No. But yeah, it's the same as the Y2K problem where we went from 99 down to 00. And people started getting, spam, physical spam back then, in the mailbox for diapers. Because it seemed like they were infants. There were infants in that house. People were actually 100 years old. In the diaper company's defense, they might need diapers for a different reason, but maybe a little bit bigger.
Hello?
Start everything over? Civilization, Duca? Or start over from the 70s?
Start over from when the aliens first visited. Then maybe we could be advanced enough to do stuff.
Yeah, I want to do stuff.
Say something. I'm giving up on you.
No.
It's a slunk.
Do you know what happened in Jern's channel with the bots?
No. But I bet you
He mentioned yesterday that he didn't want to see Thindal again doing funny stuff because he had an issue with bots the day before, so he had a 100% ban on all bots now.
Oh, cool.
And I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I just use Thindal to single message troll, if that makes sense. I'll just send him in with a message of the day saying a message and then take him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely his prerogative, and he has made
mention
100%. Before about how he feels about other bots in his channel.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that is his prerogative, as you say. That's entirely fine. He singled me out. I also got my messages deleted because I did a piracy joke once. And that means I really should have read the, channel rules, but so long ago, so I didn't remember.
Well, if you have... Oh, nope. I like tacos. What about you?
Yes, I like tacos as well. Sinners. The problem is that we have Swedish Tex-Mex here, which isn't Mexican food, and it's not Texan food either. I love that, way that you steered that conversation away from where we were. And that is fine. I'm not going back. That's fine.
I'm confused as what's happening though.
Yeah,
There
sweet
should not be a
Tex-Mex is
game in
like
progress.
sweet paprika-y, if that makes sense. With maybe
That
a
sounds tasty.
sprinkle
Like,
of cayenne or something, but not a whole lot. There's not gonna say heat, but there is something.
American
But
Tex-Mex is
that
just
doesn't really
very
fit with
salty.
Mexican food. I would call Mexican food more
Seasoned?
earthy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yep. I agree with you. It's a very muted flavor. Like authentic Mexican food is pretty muted as far as the spiciness and like it has spicy, but it's not like the kind of zingy, salty, bright flavors that we have in Tex-Mex, for example.
No.
Hey, it worked. Why did it work that time?
And then you add like the word I can't say, but the spicy stuff that makes your mouth burn. Capsaicin?
Jalapenos?
No,
Oh,
capsaicin.
yeah, the actual name of the
Yeah, chemical thingamajig.
chemical. Is it a chemical? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. Molecule, so.
Okay.
And that puts your mouth on fire.
Yeah.
And
I like spicy things.
I don't know. I'm not sensitive to spice. I just don't like it. You know, at some point it turns stupid hot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't like it when it's too much where you can't even taste the flavor, but I like when it complements the flavor. Kind of like Flamin' Hot Fritos. Oh, I love Flamin' Hot Fritos.
I actually don't think I've had those, but I think we have them.
I recommend them. They're better than Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which most people know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not resetting.
Yeah. Some spice good. Some people just want to be extreme.
And that's more for the like the thing that you get from spicy foods is dopamine and endorphins. So
yeah, fight or flight response. Oh my god, I'm on fire. Please help me get out of here.
It makes sense why people would want to do that.
And I think part of it, and you know, keep going into cultures here, but you know how the Finns enjoy saunas?
I don't, but I believe you.
Okay, Finns love saunas. And that's fine. And I really like a good sauna as well. Just spend some time in there, sweat it out, then go out, jump in a lake that's frozen real quick, go up, go inside again. It's awesome. It's way better than it sounds like. And then I went to the Finnish club here in my city. And it was full of Finns, obviously. And they decided that, oh, puny Swede must show real man. They just kept adding and adding and adding and adding just to show that they were more resilient than that puny Swede.
And then you actually get third-degree burns inside of your mouth.
Pretty much.
And ulcers. Yeah. That's really hard to say.
Yeah. And I think spiciness in food can be kind of
I love that you can have the option to get away from it. Kind of when it's stuck to my mouth.
From Denmark? I think he is. But yeah. Have you ever tried ice bathing? Ice baths?
Ice bathing. I have not tried ice bathing, but for a stretch of time I was doing cold showers.
Yeah. Yeah, but combined with a sauna.
I have heard of doing stuff like that. But if you leave off, like if you start with the warmer and leave off with the colder, it's a better effect. And I would only do something like that if it was going to benefit me somehow, not just because it's what cool people do.
No.
But I didn't see very
First
much
of all,
change
it
in it.
feels
So I didn't...
great when you get back in again.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be misconstrued, but whatever. And it's also really good for your circulation.
Right.
So
and
first you
it
get
also
really
helps you
warm in
process
your core.
proteins and lots and lots of stuff.
So you get really warm through and through, like straight into your core. Your entire body should be, fever hot all the way inside. And then you go out, jump in the lake, and it stings for like half a second. And then your skin shrinks 2 sizes. You're still warm, since you're so warm in your core.
Right.
And then you go up and you go inside, and it's one of those good stings all over when it starts getting hot again. I can't recommend it, and it is good for you. Yeah, Duka. 2 sizes. 2?
What did he say? Just 2?
Yeah, 2 sizes. Oof.
Even the oof.
Oof.
Oh, man.
Zelda is snoring.
Zelda!
Because that's a thing
Hi,
cats do.
Zelda. I hope you're well.
She's actually not well. She's got
can I help?
tummy problems.
I can send her some love.
I'm trying to get her to eat some fiber.
Oof. Mm. Celia says my cat snores quite a lot. Oh yeah, I guess we should explain that Thindal's not talking about his female companion. Well, he kind of is, but not that kind of female companion. It's already here.
Yeah, I know, Napalm. Oh, crap. How are you feeling? Not gonna go into it in a public setting, but I think I think of you at least... Sorry, maybe not every day, but like a bunch of times a week, thinking I wonder how he is. But I also don't want to remind you of it and check in. Does that make sense?
I mean, I assume you're talking to Napalm.
Yeah. Napalm had a thing that happened.
A thing. I see.
But yeah, I'm trying to get some fiber into the cat. I think she puked like 4 times last night. It was pretty much only water. Can't keep food down.
Bye, Bikami. Right.
Was Bit Gamey here?
No. His stream. He just ended his stream.
Oh, okay.
I heard him say bye because I had his audio
Okay.
also on a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is probably, and I didn't even realize this, like normally I mute my multi-stream tab, but it was Big Gamey. He's not anxiety inducing, but I think one of the things that's throwing me off is I'm having a lot of audio anxiety. But that's okay, because he's done with the stream and now it's only you.
Oh, I think I can watch 2 streams at once.
I have this many open right now. Oops.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to follow that. I love the cats, though.
I don't follow it. I just kind of like glance over, and if I see one of them doing something interesting, I tune in, turn them up. A Blazor stream.
Oh, is Clay on?
Clay's on.
Nice.
Simple
I'll have
Game
to go
Dev,
over and
Dad.
annoy him. And Tim and...
Red
Not
Games
sure
is
who the
also
last guy
on.
is. Is it Matisse? No?
Who? This guy? Simple Game Dev.
Okay.
Who is kind of...
go with the Portal-ish game, right?
Mhm. Such a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, Burke is learning Blazor. I don't like watching people learn Blazor. I like watching people do amazing things in Blazor. I encourage people to learn Blazor.
Series. It's a site that One Line has the name of that basically shows multiple streams in iframes, I think.
Multi-street Amsterdam.
Is it Amsterdam? Because, I mean, that's a city.
I don't know what AM stands for.
I've got to look it up. Armenia. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out why my target is not elevating. That's what I'm trying to do. Got it.
That was my phone, if you heard that.
I didn't, actually.
Discord is great at noise cancelling. Because you don't have any, although, I mean, you're on OBS as well, but you don't have any earphones or anything in, do you? Oh, you do? Oh, right, you're using bone conductors, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nice.
They're so comfortable. I can wear them all day and not get any ache.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my over-ears. I can't use in-ears. I get really bad ache in my ear canals. And then you have over-ears, which kind of squish your glasses towards your face.
Oh, and your glasses, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use over-ears when my wife and I do karaoke. And we we do like anywhere between 2 and 7 hours of it straight. And so when I take the headphones off, it's like, and you could feel like, have you ever put clothespins or something that constricted a portion of your finger and then taking it off and it just aches?
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with the top of my ears like that, but I think that's because I always use big over ears. They need to be big. So I pretty much fit my entire ear inside of the cup.
Typing.
Or they're fairly loose.
Yeah, you actually mean over ears. Zulius, definitely take a look at Blazor, even if it wasn't just because you need to find a new job. It's worth learning and having fun with. Among other, technologies, I'm not saying it's the only one that's out there, but it's just so much fun to use to make web applications, any kind of web application.
I'm in a little bit of trouble because the contract that I might be landing is a C# Web API backend with Angular and Skia. And I don't know Angular and I don't know Skia.
Yeah, and I only recently did some what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Compiling Angular code. I compiled my first Angular project yesterday. Monday.
For work or for personal testing and playing?
So the other team that were integrating their diagnostics, or not even diagnostics tools, they're more like discovery tools for hardware. They wrote their application in Angular, and we're taking their components directly into our Blazor app.
Yeah, but then you are running Blazor, only you're running some parts of Angular inside of it, right?
Well, actually, at that point, it's not really Angular, it's custom web elements. So they compile them to custom web elements. But in order for me to test the original components themselves, they just gave me access to the repo that has the Angular project and then access to the repo that has the backend.
Okay.
Zulia said,
yeah, you've seen how Microsoft is kind of pushing the fact that you can use Blazor inside of Angular now?
Yeah, all of them. Inside of Angular, inside of React, anywhere that you can use custom web elements. But Steve Sanderson's most recent presentation, which was awesome. He covers so much stuff though that it's like you're not really watching it to understand the concepts or how to do a thing. You're just kind of like being blown away by all the things you can do and will be able to continue doing.
Yeah. There's one thing that annoys me with Blazor is how everyone keeps saying that, oh, it's too new, it's too young, whatever. Dude, it's 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes Zulius. I wanted to read out Zulius's message real quick about headphones so that we don't lose it.
I'm going to run and get myself a Red Bull.
Okay.
So read away.
Yeah. I'm super sensitive, super excited about Blazor. I'm super sensitive to types of headphones too. In ear, I can't do either. Yeah, that really hurts my ears super duper fast. They start aching really bad. And the best over ear ones I've owned were the Bayer Dynamic. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. DT770 Pros. I inherited from my late aunt. Sadly, a while back, I managed to entangle the cable in my chair wheel and rip the entire cable out of the assembly. No. Yeah, Steve Sanderson's stuff is there, like Nick Chapsis' stuff, to just make you be like, you can do that. I want to use that technique, and then you sit down at your code and you're like, I'm going to integrate that thing I just learned. How do I do that? All right, but I also think that I found the elevation issue is I am providing units on my target elevation. So if we refresh you, get you off of the game page. Actually, give me the, oh no. I can't go forward. Okay, anyway. Doesn't matter. And Q Archer. Pew pew. Yay, we have a target elevation now. We just need the target to be visible. So let's do an angle of 3. Maybe more, maybe 5. I can't do real world stuff. Bang, shoot. 580. Bang. Ugh. 4. Pew. That went straight through it. Did you see that?
I did not, but I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Not fair.
Yeah.
All right. Did that say
Has
it went
anyone
under?
ever done anything in Skia though?
I have heard of some people that came by the stream that were talking about Skia. Did you figure out
I'd heard the word, but I didn't even know what it was before yesterday. That's going to be fun. Mojo, is that a hello or I have?
That's a good question because that looks like a raised hand. The one that I use for the greeting is _O/.
Yeah, I do the O/, not the underscore.
And the 07.
That's a salute, I think.
It's usually a when you're leaving. Bye.
Oh.
But yes, it is a salute. I know I've read about Skia.sharp, but don't remember the context. Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, I've heard of it. I've heard of maybe someone else using it before, but no idea what it is. Ah, so it originated in EVE Online. The salute. Okay. Projectile.
Is that a guy patting a saluting guy on the head?
Mostly used in flight sim and space games like EVE, yeah. Also called 07.
Hey, what games do you play, Line?
I was playing a lot of single player RPGs. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Crisis Core. What were those other ones? Oh, there's this really cool one called... You know what? I'm just going to open up my Steam because I can't remember stuff off the top of my head. Dark Souls is a cool one. What do you call?
Not included. I recognize the name, but I don't think I've played it. Or rather, I haven't played it. But you can filter by installed.
No, because I just uninstalled a bunch.
Okay. Well, yes, you can.
The one that I'm trying to think of, though, is called Medium. Where are you, Medium?
The Medium.
The Medium. This one was cool. I like the gameplay. It was a little short, maybe a little dry, but the gameplay itself was really cool and thoughtful, I thought.
What kind of game is it?
It's RPG still, but the actual mechanic is she has essentially 1 foot in the real world and 1 foot in this kind of the other world. Think of the upside down, essentially. Yeah. And so you're solving puzzles by traversing in both worlds, and then sometimes you split and then you're in both worlds at the same time. Sometimes you're fully in one world and the other.
And you play in first person, I guess?
Third.
Third. All right.
Yeah. And it's
but over the shoulder then.
Yeah, over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's
it
a really cool story.
Or
no, not at all. It's story driven, story based. There is some action where you're running away from things. But it's mostly puzzle story. Do you know Plague Tale? Or Plague? Is it called Plague
Tale? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Tale of Innocence. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, there's 3 of them now, isn't
there? Have here.
Yeah, I think there's 3 Plague Tales.
Oh yeah. I got mostly through this one. Maybe I have it on a different platform. I got this for free on so many different places. Epic Games, I think, gave it away for free.
I think I have Requiem through Game Pass.
Is that one of the...
Which I must say, if you play any amount of games, Game Pass, yeah, it's a good idea, in my opinion.
Oh gosh, I tried playing... what's the walking sim one called?
Walking sim?
I go so tunnel vision when I try to read while talking.
Yeah. Witcher 3 remake is out, right?
I don't know. I haven't even finished Witcher 1. I wanted to play all 3 in a row, and I didn't even get through Witcher 1. Death Stranding, thank you, Mojo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten to it.
Oh yeah, I have that game too, but I haven't actually played it.
It was fun for a little bit, but oh my goodness, I could not stick with it. I wanted to.
You called it a walking sim.
Yeah, it's a walking sim. It's what it is.
And then Mojo knew which game it was.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm just regurgitating what I've heard other people say, but after playing it, I'm like, it really is just a walking sim.
Nice. I saw something
just recently
in your list there, and then I forgot it.
Yeah.
First of all, Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
I have that.
I haven't played it for over a year. Almost
kind of same here, but I have it, and I'm still paying for it because I don't know.
We just
Horizon.
haven't had time to play.
Have you played it?
Yes. Oh man, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wonderful game.
And I'm waiting for it to come out on Steam. I don't know why. If I buy the game on a specific platform, I want to wait for it to come out on, what's it?
Yeah, you mean Forbidden West, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for it to come out on Steam.
I love the first one.
And then Final Fantasy VII Remake, I bought and played on Epic. So I'm waiting for the next chapter, or whatever they're calling them, to come out on Epic, even though it's available now. I think, on Steam. If you couldn't tell, I really like the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, you can tell. It's a good series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Or you just
I haven't played the. I sit there saying,
Yes.
"Oh, it's a good series." I haven't played a lot of them. To be honest, I've played 4, if you include 14.
I do include 14 because it still has the same feel.
Oh yeah.
Game Pass is awesome, but not that great for myself because usually you want it to get immediate access to the newest games, but I usually play games only after they've been out for a while. Same, Zulius. Final Fantasy 14 is my main MMO. My main MMO was Lineage 2 for a really, 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 really long time. I still have my own Lineage 2 server, and it is actually running currently. I always forget that we have it. It was High 5 is the expansion that we have on it, or whatever it's called. Release. I liked Lineage 2 so much that I'm using it for inspiration for the story that we're writing. The roleplay that my wife and I did when we did Lineage 2. It's so good. But I've been burning time in ESO. I also have Elder Scrolls Online, and I played a little bit of it. And then it was like, we just don't really have, my wife and I used to play lots and lots of MMOs together, but we just don't have the same drive to them anymore. No. It's weird.
It happens.
Instead, we mostly read books together.
And that's also nice. So physical paper books or digital?
Yes, well, both.
I read tons these days, but that's on my Surface tablet, which isn't a great way of reading, to be honest. But if you play Lineage 2 on the official servers, I'm guessing it's very microtransaction driven.
The newest ones, yes. Lineage 2 Classic did go back to its roots a little bit. So I think the new one, Lineage 2 Aiden, I think is what it's called. That one is very microtransaction-y. But the original Lineage 2, when it first came out back in 2004, which is, yes, Zulius is right. It was like, competitor to WoW and all that stuff. So if you played WoW, you most likely didn't play Lineage 2 and you hated Lineage 2. If you played Lineage 2, you most likely didn't play WoW, like anti-WoW. But
yeah, I played WoW.
It was a very
poisonous choice.
Polished, in my opinion, game that you can't find anything of its like nowadays. There was no in-game purchases until later on when they came out with NC Coin. But even then, it was only cosmetics.
WoW didn't have in-game purchases either in the beginning.
Yeah. And then the events, like instead of having daily login crap that you have to do, they were just like, here is this seasonal event that we're going to put on. You know about it. There's a gourd smashing thing. And you actually get items and drops from it that you could sell in-game and advance your character and actually do stuff that's useful with it instead of just fill up your inventory so that you have to buy a bag of holding to have more inventory space. And, I hate what MMOs have become.
Yeah, I think the size of the inventories you had in WoW back in, Vanilla and Burning Crusade was pretty good. It wasn't over the top, but it also meant that you could carry around the whole world at once. But if you had what you wanted to carry around, you had space enough. And then you had a bank to put, more stuff in.
Yep.
And these days, if you want more bank tabs, you have to pay for it.
Exactly.
And back then, you bought them with gold in game.
The one that was the worst for me with that was Black Desert Online. We played for a while.
I've heard of that, but I never played it.
So they wanted to tout their real world. You're not able to fast travel anywhere. If you want to get from town A to town B, you ride a horse or run. And if you wanted to get your cargo from town A to town B, you either carried it on you with your limited inventory, limited weight space from town A to town B, and then dropped it in the warehouse there or storage there, or have it shipped. And it's like real world time for a carriage that makes its rounds, comes, picks up your stuff, drops it off in the place that you were wanting to ship it to. They changed that since then, but oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and WoW had a bunch of, I mean, these days
same
mechanics you
service.
just wouldn't accept.
Mm-hmm.
When you're 40 people playing in a dungeon, you die at a boss and you come back, and getting back to that boss will take you an hour and 15 minutes because everything in the way there has respawned. People would go insane about that.
The Lineage 2 thing was more about politics. Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah, I thought of something that I saw recently. You know how Skyrim has a VR version?
Yes.
Yeah. So a woman who had the same issue that I do, which is a couple of kilos too many, a couple of pounds too many. Not huge, but, you know, slightly overweight. Mm-hmm. She got one of those VR treadmills. They can run in either direction. You can just turn around. She decided to do a Skyrim run without fast travel and without horse.
Oh, man.
She walked everywhere in Skyrim. And it worked. She lost awesome. A ton of weight.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, you stopped talking. Why did you stop talking?
I don't know.
Now it feels bad because I was reading my code to try to find out, are you actually taking the arrow's elevation? I mean, the target's
I was
elevation.
allowing you to read the code without listening to me for a second.
Aw.
But yeah, it's pretty smart, but it's also really expensive with one of those. And first you need the headset, and then you need that treadmill, and I think there's something like $3,000 if you want a good one, $3,000 or $4,000. That is a lot of money to play Skyrim.
I mean, it's not only
you can't
for
play
Skyrim,
other stuff.
Though, so.
No, you can play a lot of stuff, and if you haven't tried them, they're really cool. I've tried them at a couple of not fairs, not conferences, like kind of like CES. Not CES, but like that. Exhibitions is the word I'm after. Yeah.
Did you watch?
And they're really cool. They're a little bit hard to. Huh?
You brought it up. Did you see anything from CES that interested you?
I don't know. A couple of cool laptops.
Yeah, like
a couple of cool foldables. Some really stupid things. It's like, why is this a thing? This is a thing looking for a problem to solve, not a problem to solve. Someone made a medium-sized tag thing with a really crappy screen that only did ChatGPT. So.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it looked horrible, and apparently it was. Yeah, Ed went over a couple at Coded Live yesterday.
I didn't see it on, at one of the people that broadcasts their time at CES. I didn't see it there, but I think I had a video show up that was like, is this going to be is it called the Rabbit R1?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Then I saw a whole bunch of thumbnails for that on my feed, but I'm like, I'm not interested in that. It's probably just some device that they slapped the ability to use an LLM on, and it's going to be just as bad as our current LLMs.
Did you see any images of it on?
No.
At all?
No. They're all just this. Let me see if I can. Or maybe.
Yeah, I saw an image of it actually on. And first of all, the screen is way smaller than that black box-like thing because the bezels on that are huge. And then the screen looks gray because the backlight is terrible. Yeah, look at the second image from The Verge there. Yeah, you can see it. The backlight really comes through. Yeah. It looks like the screen is like a third larger than it actually is.
I like the angle of this with the lighting to show the actual bezel.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, it uses a kind of LLM that is trained to act on things in stuff like web pages. They call it LAM for action. Hello, Abaddis. Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels
But I mean,
like
a lot of
something...
stuff at CES is just a novelty.
Yeah, yeah. I was at an exhibition called IFA in Germany a bunch of years ago. And they had one thing that I thought was really cool. Totally random, just, tech stuff. They had a thing you clip to your belt, and then add-on you put on a, what they call the leaning forward things to drive brand
Gyrometer?
name. No, the vehicle, that you use.
Oh, segways.
Yeah, segways. So they had like an add-on you put on your Segway, and you put a thing in your belt clip, or clipped a thing to your belt, and then if you stepped off it and you like double tapped it on your belt and then just walked away, it followed you on its own.
And I like luggage. I wanted one of those luggage things that did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not any 1,000 legs or teeth inside of it though. If you've seen Discworld or read it,
one of those types of movies or stories that I don't think I would enjoy. I kind of remember dismissing it.
You would enjoy Discworld.
I'm pretty sure.
The luggage is basically a mimic, only a friendly mimic to its owner, and it eats everyone else.
Oh, maybe not. Terry Pratchett. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Maybe. A cult classic.
What do you think of Hitchhiker's Guide?
I've only ever seen the movie.
Okay.
So can't really speak too much to it because movies.
If you want a good introduction to Discworld, give The Color of Magic a try. That is a really good. I think it's a mini series technically of 2 episodes, but it's really good. And the effects are terrible, but that's not the point.
Right. Yeah, I can see past bad effects and stuff as long as it's a good story or it has some element that draws me.
Mm-hmm.
And we called it the what of magic?
Color of Magic, which is kind of purple-ish. Just
I know what it looks like.
It doesn't matter, but
the reason I know what it looks like is I'm about to show you what it looks like.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more squirrel
you
moments
also have
while we
the
talk.
octagon.
The Roctagon?
No, the octagon.
No, I said it right. Oh, that's going to take a while to open though. Very worthwhile. I'd get it if... Oh, the Humble Bundle they currently have is a bundle of 35 DW novels for $18.
The problem with reading the novels is that there are so many darn novels. So it feels, daunting before you start. They're not. They are great as well.
Yeah.
No, they are great as well, and it's like different stories, so it's not one continuous story. Right. Same characters in a bunch of the books, but you don't have to read them back to back.
Here's the Humble Bundle. And I will bookmark this. It's just like my style of fantasy novel is not this.
But it's like, it's so dumb, it's smart kind of stuff. It's like, the world is flying on the backs of 4 huge elephants that are standing on a turtle that's swimming through space. Right? So there's a whole, just an example from one of them here. There's a whole civilization that has spent like all the resources they have had over 100 years to throw someone off the edge so you can figure out the sex of the turtle. And then shenanigans happen.
Let's see if I can find an excerpt from... Oh, Shining Core would be a good one. So these...
I think... I don't think I was far off, right?
For what?
It's been a while since I read it.
Oh, for the
Yeah, for the Discworld thing.
Yeah.
In the Dominion, those allied with the demons of the Shining Court feared the bargain they'd made.
Kiali. For to the Kiali, betrayal was the way of life and every action. So anyway, Michelle West.
You read the Belgariad?
I don't think I have.
Very old series.
But real quick, this one is the thing about Michelle West is that when she writes, it's very purposeful, and every thing that she writes has meaning, is worth reading, and that might be a bit too much for a lot of readers, where it's like you have to kind of read every word, and it's like I picked up this book so that I could read a story, not read every word of a story, kind of thing. And she has, it's just, I love her writing. It's just so good. So anyway,
I will give it a try on my Surface and Kindle. Like the Kindle app, not a physical Kindle. I don't have one of those.
No. Who does? Looking at you, Zulius.
A lot of people, actually.
All right, so tell me about
nice, but I can't really... Yeah, it's a book about... It's the normal story, Kid finds out he's the king by touching a magic jewel that gives him superpowers. But it does it in a good way.
Yeah, so it's a creative way. And that's one thing that I'm okay with. Like, if you're going to do a trope, just do it in a way that feels fresh or feels interesting, at least. But tropes are tropes for a reason. They work.
Yeah. There's, I think, 3 books in the main story. But they're also like, they end at a good point. And then they continue from there. But it doesn't really have cliffhangers between the books. Yeah. And then
Each
there's
book
a
is pretty much
continuation
its own
story that, continues years afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another 3 books.
Oh man, ours is going to be crazy. Like, if we ever completely write this series, it's going to be crazy for how the books are broken up. So the trope that I'm using is, first book is, here's this imminent danger. We're going to spend the entirety of the book focused on that danger. And then at the end, we're going to eventually learn that there's actually something bigger than this. And then after the second book that's exploring that, we're going to find that there's actually a different thing that was not that thing that you thought was going on. And it's really hard to keep track of.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens between the first 3 and the second 3 in the Belgariad, whatever. His name is Belgarian, so.
So we were talking about Unity, I don't know how long ago, and it's just now opening.
In the beginning. There was Unity.
Beginning. I can't say it the way Irish John says it. Oh my gosh. Beginning. Shaders.
That's
Both her D&D
actually
stuff with
how
Tracy
my
Hickman and her stuff with Mr.
session
Babylon.
starts.
Mr.
In the
Babylon.
beginning, Microsoft created WinForms for the web. And they saw that it was good.
And they sat back on their haunches and said, all right, we're done. Until years later.
Took a while. But I think the main issue, which I also go into real quick, is that MVC 1 and 2 were terrible. Were slow and buggy, and then 3 happened, and all of a sudden it turned good.
Yes. And that's when I started MVC 3.
Yeah, 3 was kind of when I gave up on it. So I missed 3 because, oops.
Yes, I am setting up a brand new Unity project just because we were talking about it. So I'm going to do something that I have no idea what I'm doing. Keep that in mind. I am just repeating some of the tutorial stuff that I was trying to learn because I'm trying to do something fun for myself. And so I went into Blender earlier and I turned my SVG logo into a 3D object that looks like this.
Ooh. That is...
Oh, geez.
I remember that that's your logo, but it also looks very OpenAI.
It does.
Yeah. I blame OpenAI for copying you, not the other way around. Right?
Neither. We actually paid a graphics artist to come up with this.
Ooh.
So.
Can I do the shortest rant ever?
Of course. As long as it's relevant to the stream.
Game dev project structures. I did a... I'm not going to complain about people here, but I was a part of a game jam and they just put everything in a pile, including third-party assets. You couldn't find anything. And I went insane trying to find, I couldn't even find the level we were working on easily. I had to look around and open 15 levels to find the one that we were working on. I'm like, sure, include all the assets in the project if you want, but at least keep them organized. Don't just put everything in the room.
Well, I mean, are you talking on disk or in the solution?
No, I'm talking in the project.
In the solution architecture or solution view? Okay.
Yeah, folders.
Because on disk, like I'm so used to seeing a flat architecture for everything being at the same level on disk. But oops.
In code, you mean?
No, on disk. So I'm used to seeing where everything is just flat, and then the solution itself has solution folders and groupings and a nice structure there.
Everything was just one big pile.
What am I doing?
You easily differentiate between your stuff and the third-party assets. So, as I said, shortest rant ever. Please, for the love of God, learn to organize
I heard your phone that time.
Stuff. Yeah. I'll turn the sound off.
No, you don't have to. It wasn't a complaint or anything. I was just noticing. Celia says, I can give a shorter rant. Please do.
Shoot.
I hate how scripts have to load every single time, and they can't do this in any kind of asynchronous way.
Oh, so it locks the entire application while it loads. Oh.
President Usher says, here's my rant. COVID sucks. You didn't get COVID, did you? Do you currently have it? What's going on?
This one is shorter. The end. All right. I'll give you that one.
You promised the shortest rant ever. This will be shorter. FFS.
On the good side, I did have a good team when it comes to devs and artists and everything. So the end result was something good. I just found it very hard to work with. So what are we doing?
I have no
What
idea.
is this project?
So this is called the visual effects graph. And the visual effects graph is the easiest thing you will ever use in Unity. Yep, you can use it to make some really, really easy things because you know off the top of your head that you want this coin simple.
Hey, that's Blueprint.
This coin, what is it called? Flip heads, tails, simple heads and tails, because you know that's what you need and what you're going to use. Oh, after deleting everything, apparently.
Yeah, but couldn't you build that yourself?
Oh yeah.
From the port.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, because you know how to do that when you're first learning Unity and this visual effects system. Where's my?
This looks very much like blueprints from Unreal Engine, which is what we used. And we abused it. Might be a better way of describing it. Because we did our entire logic in blueprints, and you are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to apply the logic and use the logic with blueprints, not make the logic.
Interesting. I don't think
that was fun.
My video card is going to work on this computer for this.
Don't you have a 4090?
Not in this one. This is the 2080 that came from the other computer.
Okay.
But it feels... Oh, it's not.
Will Unity abandon mono?
I have no idea on what's going on in their ecosystem, but I'm looking forward to things that may or may not happen, such as in using .NET Core-ish stuff and Nougat style packaging.
Yeah.
But that's all that I know. I don't know very much else about it, so I can't give a good opinion on whether they're going to get rid of mono or not.
I think they will, but I'm not sure when. I actually thought that might have been the big announcement at .NET Conf. And then it turned into Aspire instead. And I have no idea why my brain just decided, oh, Unity is going to abandon mono. But I felt 100% certain that was it.
Oh, gradient. Gradient is what I want. Yeah, I've already forgotten the entire tutorial that I did just last night. Man. I was hoping to be able to put it to practice like right now.
I actually built something kind of like this as well at a customer. With like effects that you could combine together and add and make an output result. So if you wanted like, you know, 2 colors in a checkerboard pattern, you added 2 color swatches and then you added a switching thing.
Yeah, a toggle.
You connected those colors to. Yeah, exactly. And it automatically toggled on a timer that you added. You connected those 3 into the toggle one.
So I would be able to answer you more, Zulius, if we were actually a Unity stream, but I don't know anything about Unity stuff, man.
I think the status of Unity's monetization system is yes.
Yes, we will monetize.
From what I know, and the small parts that I know, and I might be slightly wrong at least, is that it was a storm in a... I'm not sure if that's the term in English, but it was a storm in a bucket.
It was a cluster flag.
It was a what now?
Cluster flag.
Cluster flag. Never heard that. But yeah,
because it's a different word
for something that wouldn't really affect them. It would cost money if you sold a lot, but I think a lot was like $2 million in a year. No, $200,000 in a year, something like that. And if you sold less than that, there's no change. And if you make that much money, I think you be able to pay for it. But companies like Blizzard, for example, with Hearthstone, whatever, one of those, would be in trouble.
I never knew
Well,
how to
no,
pronounce
because
it.
it's Blizzard, but you know what I mean. Because that's built in Unity. If you didn't know. You probably did.
I didn't. And
Okay,
because I don't really follow very
Hearthstone
much
is
of Blizzard
built
stuff.
in
There's a lot of stuff that I don't follow. I don't see any particles. Why don't I see any particles? And that's because I'm missing a few things. I don't remember what I'm missing. I'm gonna have to cheat. Ooh, Thindal. Talk for a while. Do it. Do it. Talk. He gets super quiet. I'm gonna be right back.
I am coming back soon.
Sorry, I had to recharge my Red Bull. Are you still here? I feel lonely. Hello, chat. Let's abuse everything now that Lion is gone. Alright. They only eased up on their plans because of the massive backlash? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it didn't turn out terrible, at least. In the end, it's alright. From what I understand, I might be really wrong because, just like Lion, I'm not in that ecosystem. So, I try to know what I'm talking about. Don't always manage to, though. Let's see here. So since it's just us, what are you all up to? Napalm, why aren't you in chat? I miss you. Not going to force you into anything. Oh, Lion, flying in.
So just remember that I has Bluetooth, so I heard all of the naughty things you said.
No.
I'm kidding. I mean, not kidding that I heard everything you said. It just wasn't all naughty. All right, here goes my cheating.
You're still doing Python testing, Napalm? Or maybe that wasn't you. Maybe it was. I don't know. It's too long ago. Not sure.
No.
Trying to stay upright? Why? Go lie down. Just bring the stream. Napalm is in the lounge.
Ooh. Hope you didn't feel peer pressured. That's one thing
No.
I don't condone.
I also hope you didn't feel peer pressured, Napalm. I was just trying to be funny. You're in now.
Yes,
You are
I just
very
did.
quiet.
Oh, it's here.
How about that topic?
Which topic?
Hey, can you
I
hear me
don't
now?
know. Now
Little
we
bit
can
better.
hear you.
Sorry about that. I was looking
Yeah.
for the mute. You know how it is switching Windows and iPad, and that's how I listen to you guys.
And then we always have the Teams issue. Am I muted? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
I was hearing you twice. I had to hurry up and find one of them to mute.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then you'd hear
Napalm,
yourself.
were you
and then-
doing Python or was that someone else?
Yeah, sadly, that was me.
Alright. Work Python or
Yep,
because you
yep.
wanted to Python?
Work Python.
Oh.
There's just not a lot of good libraries in the C# space for converting CT images.
Python
Hey,
is
you're
great
doing
for
that
what
thing.
Python is great for.
Yeah, there's a lot of people building crap for machine learning and stuff, so there's a better ecosystem of the CT libraries over there, like it or not.
Python is what COBOL tried to be once upon a time. The meaning of COBOL, or the purpose of it, was to allow office people to write code. They shouldn't need to know like computers as well as they did before. Turns out it wasn't that easy. Python is way easier because, yeah, it's a modern language. It makes more sense. You don't need to be as low level. The issue there is that it is very aimed at researchers and statistics and office IT, and then it's abused instead of used. So it's being abused in places and for things it was never intended to do. And it works. Not saying it doesn't work, but it has problems sometimes. Also,
So-
sure.
Random question, because I'm trying to figure this out right now and not even really sure what the heck I'm searching for. So, anybody familiar with TypeScript a little bit here?
Yes.
A little bit, but not a lot.
Oh,
Of course.
it's nothing huge. So, you know that TypeScript has the little pipe operator that you can basically stitch together two return types, so that if a method returns two different types, it can handle that syntax checking correctly.
Tuple.
It's
No.
not a tuple, though. We're not,
Not a
talking
tuple.
two values. We're talking two types.
It has an actual term in the
I think it's called
It's
a
hard to
type guard, but I'm not 100% sure.
but
Long
anyway,
story short,
yes.
A
does anything
union
that
then?
what's that?
Basically a union then?
Yes,
yeah,
a
it's like
union.
a union.
They
of
are
two
called
types.
unions.
They are called unions. What the heck?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty sure.
Does that exist in C# at all, or something
No.
similar?
It exists in
Damn.
F#. They were talking about bringing it to C#.
Yeah.
You could use object or dynamic. I don't recommend using dynamic, but
No, dynamics awful. God.
but I mean, you would still do a type check within your the first part of your method or whatever it is that's using it.
All right.
I think
Plan
you have
B.
to-
I'll just return the same type.
Wait, is it actually working?
Just return a class and have one be null.
I mean, I could do something stupid.
Or a record or whatever.
I'm gonna just cheat and say, well, I have a
Or a
thing
tuple.
that went from a single command that I'm building to run this Python program that I was updating. I added an argument to it. Well, now I need to run 3 commands for one case with 3 different argument values. So instead of returning the string command, I'll just return a list of the commands. If there's only one in the list, there's only one in the list. I mean, I just thought this would be a really unique case for a union, and sadly, it's not there.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it makes sense. It's not really.
Could do it with a F-ton of finagling with, inheriting classes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But basically don't.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a big deal. I have ways around it. It's just it was one of those situations where I was like, I kind of like that about TypeScript. And they've been, borrowing features from each other off and on for years now. So
I haven't really been exposed to unions since C. And I never really understood why use them, except for memory management. Like you want to keep your memory footprint down in some scenarios when it was tight. Like back when we had 2 megabytes of RAM in total and you had to have the OS loaded, and then you needed your application, and then you wanted to actually do something with it. And at that point it would make sense to you, I'll just return a union. It might be an int or it might be a float, but they're using the same memory address.
right.
Yeah.
Well.
And I haven't really seen the point. I would rather create an object and use that. Then again, I abuse classes like crazy.
I like to abuse
I love
enums.
process.
Don't ask me why. I always gravitate towards using enums for things that I probably shouldn't use them for.
I use enums for everything. And in fact, Tukasoft, I think, commented on the massive amounts of enums that I was using. Was it Tukasoft? No, it was in a pull request yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, enums are fine.
Yeah, but I like string-based enums. I hate the numeric ones, and as you probably are aware, in C#, string enums aren't exactly a thing. Like, they finally...
You have to parse them.
What's that?
Yeah.
You have to
Enum
parse them
dot
more or
parse.
less manually.
I mean, they've kind of added the feature. It used to be the hack where you would tag a little display attribute or something on it and read the attribute value to get the string. They at least overrided the toString method finally, that you can get like the string name of the enum thing. It's just,
Right.
I don't know, feels a little icky compared to the TypeScript enums, string enums.
Fair. Very fair. And true.
But it
No,
doesn't feel so
I like
icky as to
the-
stop me from using it.
I like the C# enums, especially how you can just turn it into a bit mask.
Yeah.
I think it's called a bit field.
Yeah.
That is
It's
one thing
called
I have avoided like the plague in my career. Is bit masking operations, bit shifting.
I mean, that's the same thing there. There's a way of saving memory.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna use
I don't
8
know.
bytes per boolean. I'm gonna use 8 booleans per byte.
I guess I'm at the point where it's like, we
Or
have a crap ton of RAM, I don't care. I know that's terrible, but
Like,
But once upon a time, it was important.
just download some more
Plus-
RAM. I mean, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah. And I am not sure how C# does it, but memory operations with the bit shifting and stuff is incredibly fast when you're doing C and C++.
Oh, sure. As were
Like, it
most
doesn't
things.
require. Also, language we can do __ASM is always good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have C++ code. Now I have assembly code. Now I have C++ code again, and that will never end up being borked. Never
I
ever.
don't know why we're not seeing anything.
Have you guys ever needed to use unsafe
Yeah.
for something you were
once
doing, not because of a third party?
Not me.
in our current app, my desktop app.
Do you work with pointers?
Memory.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. But from my
Rusty
understanding,
robot.
Span
Thank
is
you.
removing a lot of unsafe code. Not all of it. Yeah. I had to build a blitter in C#. That was actually fast. So I had to do that unsafe.
The
Then I
closest
had to memory align a bunch of values and send them over to a graphics card and get a pointer back and yeah, stuff like that.
The closest thing I've ever done in that arena, if you will, is COM interop stuff. So I used it to like do some PDF stuff when my company was too cheap to buy a PDF conversion library. I just used the Adobe DLLs and tapped into them through interop. And
Nice.
there was also at one point where I was trying to do the same thing with CD burning software. If anybody remembers those days, Roxio had a similar situation.
Roxio.
I never integrated with them, but I remember the applications.
Yeah, so they had a similar type of thing. I was trying to figure out how to add CD burning capabilities to my C# app, and that was how I went about it.
Roxio.
I also
you're
remember back in
burning
the day
wrong.
when 1 out of 5 burns just failed and
Yeah. Oh my
wrecked the.
gosh.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't Roxio, it was Nero. I always
Nero.
gravitated
Oh,
that direction.
yeah.
Nero burning
Yeah.
ROM.
Yep.
Yeah. Them was the
I did that
days.
for all of my Linux distributions.
And
And
you
on
need
a
the
disk
third
and an
party. If
external.
you want to mount an ISO, you need a third party application to do it. Can't remember the name.
Daemon tools.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh
And
my
these days,
gosh,
it's
that
all
brings
built
back
in.
Memories.
Indeed. Back in the days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, so I am out of time. I don't want to stop, but I have to get back to work.
Can I just shoot off one thing since we mentioned com interrupt?
Sure.
One of the best things to ever do on a server is start Excel. Because that was the way we did saving Excel workbooks in an application. We literally started a instance of Excel and then connect to that instance via com.
Yeah.
Added values into the workbook.
No,
and
you're
then
absolutely
save
right.
that
I
to get an
remember doing
XLSX file.
this.
And then you ran that on the server, and every
Yes.
time you ended up there, it had to start Excel, and then you got like 10 users, and yeah, performance not so much, perhaps.
Yeah, not very good. I
No,
don't like the graphics
but it
outside.
worked. Yeah.
Anyway,
Them's
I
the
have
days.
pretty much the entire graph duplicated, but I'm not seeing the effect. Does anyone know if I'm
I
doing
still have
something?
no idea what you're actually doing, man.
I'm creating a circular or spherical cell particle glow effect in the middle of the logo to kind of represent
Oh,
the
like the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not seeing it, and it's probably this part. Random number.
I had an issue where I couldn't see what I was doing in that game project. Turns out my scale was way wrong. So like what I was doing ended up being less than a pixel when you played it. I just had to scale it up. I'm sure that's not your issue, but that was mine.
No, because this is a brand new project.
Yeah, but your scaling could still be wrong, right?
Oh, I mean, I'm repeating all of the same steps that I followed for the tutorial.
Okay.
And scaling was we'll find out. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
I was thinking since, you felt that it should be working and nothing showed up, like, is your scale correct?
Excuse me. I know. Why isn't that letting me link this? Oh, because this is not set size over life. This is set size. Followed by add size over life.
So every time you make a connection there, it needs to recompile, and that is not async.
Oh,
That
dear.
is, I don't want to say terrible, but kind of terrible.
It's kind of terrible. Yeah, so we should be able to see it because when I did center on, it zoomed out to this level, which means that it's not because it's too small. And then also it should be showing in my game window.
Yep.
What am I doing wrong? Okay, well, this is what it's... Oh, that's frozen. This is what it's supposed to look like-ish. Dude, somebody cooperate with me, please. Somebody. Anybody. Here.
Have you tried turning on the
Beta.
flux capacitor?
So this, except that this has a shader graph as well, that I'm going through that tutorial. So this thingy in the middle. And,
can you copy paste things between
no, not with Jump Desktop.
projects?
Or yes, with Jump Desktop. I don't know if I could copy the properties and stuff. But the cool thing about this effect is I've exposed stuff to the editor, so if I make changes like this, then you will see it just immediately take effect.
That looks pretty darn cool, actually. It looks cooler in the game than in the scene, but I think that might be the point.
Yeah.
Or by design.
Make more particles. But anyway. So that's what I'm trying to learn how to do. I'm trying to get that so that when I get the chance this thingy here is going to be replaced by it. And then we will have a 3D effect that will happen, because right now we can do particles, and this is all HTML, CSS, and Blazor, C#.
Ooh.
And then if you click enough, then it's going to start spawning that particle or that effect in the middle. That's my hope.
Mhm.
And then eventually it's going to turn into an actual portal and then have some content that displays on the screen. And it'll be fun.
Did you name your company Automated Realms?
I did.
Oh, nice. Much nice.
Did. A
Many
play
approve.
on augmented reality / automation / virtual reality realms, because I also do plan on doing automation for multiple industries, not just application development.
Yeah.
Eventually, in the far future.
I believe in you.
But yeah, so that's it. I
really
think it's
do.
time to do stand up.
Can I do a sit down?
No, stand up. Make it quick.
Okay. Hold on. I'll try.
Snap, snap.
I am now standing up. I can't see you because the microphone is in the way.
Waiting. I've
Oh,
never
you're
had
waiting for me.
anyone be snippy on a stand up though. And I'm being
Snippy?
all super snippy.
All the time. Come on.
Yeah.
We're
So
an opinionated
I'm-
bunch. I thought we
I've
established
been
that.
working on the payment management, and I will be working on the payment management with
Mhm.
testing. And the only blockers I have are my own energy and the fact that I'm writing tests, and I hate it. Yep.
Can we connect you with anyone
Hey,
to help
Bob?
you with that?
Nah. Well, give me coffee. Not coffee, because I don't drink coffee. Give me Red Bull.
No ad blockers.
Hey, Bob,
Okay.
what are you doing?
Napalm.
What's that?
Your
What are
stand
you
up.
doing?
I am standing up.
Do your stand up.
Oh, sorry, I was heads down again in my own little world. Yeah, so working on stuff and things.
Stuff and things. In pot.
That's the best stand-up update you can give.
Any
is
blockers?
Working on stuff and things. No blockers. No blocker.
Yep.
Awesome. Do you need to talk to Thindal after stand up or anything?
Nope.
Okay, so you two stay after stand up, and I am going to finish out learning the Unity stuff, probably have a working logo, try to add it to my website by the end of the day on next week, Saturday. Yeah, and my blockers are that's one of them.
Nothing.
You know that silent thing that happens between your ears every now and then when you try to think of a thing? Yeah, that's my major blocker.
Yeah, Frosty. I mean, that's kind of what a stand-up should be. I think it was at like 20 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's
Short.
on the long end.
Yep.
Can
It
have
really should be
discussions about
short.
people's
kind
wives.
of, hey,
afterwards.
project manager, I'm doing work. Here are the types of things. And then in our case, our project manager is like, well, you should probably shift your focus to this other thing that we were talking about last week. And it's like,
Yeah, and that's
but
fine.
we
But
already
you take the details
reorganized.
outside of the stand-up, right?
Yeah. Blazor blocks.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should have made that my blocks. My blockers. Yeah, Blazor blocks is my blockers.
But yeah, I really do got to get back to work. I
Yeah,
have
shoot, man.
deliverables. Yay! We have a
If
new
anyone
release
wants
of
to
our
work
product
on a
coming out.
really
In
good
case you
piece of
haven't.
widget,
Sorry, say again.
if anyone wants to help out working
Oh.
on a really good full-page
WYSIWYG?
WYSIWYG editor, jump over to Blazor Blocks and make it more
Open source
awesome than
Wix,
it already
guys.
is.
Open source Wix and Blazor.
Yep.
I run myself, guys. Talk to you later.
Oh.
See you later, dude. Take care.
So
You. Take care, man.
take care.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye.
Not what I was saying. if you guys have not figured out the company that I work for yet, you probably might be able to find out if you have one of the OEM machines and see when the product gets updated. Then you'll line up the release cycle with my statements and you'll know, hey, that's your software, isn't it? But anyway, so we have another release coming up. It was actually supposed to be this Monday, but we had that 2-week work stoppage. I added some really cool functionality to it, but the only part of it that works or that you're going to be able to interact with is you're going to be able to log in. And that's it. You don't get any of the extra information yet, but I was able to get it to connect to an API that has all of your customer service requests, any alerts that are out for your hardware, all of your registered devices. It's really, really cool. I'm just doing all of the UI for that right now, and it's been so much fun. I love working in Blazor. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah. I like the README. Short and easy to read. Uh-oh, I gotta see the README. So helpful, so descriptive. There is no getting started because you probably won't. Anyway, okay, so it's gonna be fun. I hope you guys, we got that. We know that you like Blazor. I am going to start up Solo's stream. For some reason, I have not been lurking on his stream, but we're gonna raid Solo. I'm gonna get back to work. Here's my ending screen. I'm gonna be back on Monday. Yeah, I am gonna be back on Monday. I honestly don't know what's happening, if I'll be taking ATO or forced to take PTO again, my last remaining 8 hours of PTO that they're gonna force me to take. Who knows? Or maybe they'll put me in debt. So I'm asking my project manager about that, but I will be back on Monday is the point. We will finish out the archery game elevation target thing, probably create the sprite for the target itself. And yeah, I'll post a recording of this video to you, of this stream to YouTube, no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. No guarantees on when that's going to be, but yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy Solo if you feel like it. Solo is working on mixed reality stuff, multi-platform at that. So augmented reality, virtual reality, Quest, Oculus, HoloLens, all of them. Someday Apple Vision Pro. Okay, that's it. Ciao.